Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Lynn. Today we are going to make empanadas. They are basically a pastry dough stuffed with meat and vegetables and cheese. And they're a lot of fun to make. I like this. Okay, we're going to start out with half a pound of ground round, which is 80-20. And then we're going to add one diced potato, which is very finely diced. Next, we're going to add 2 small celery stalks, chopped finely. The next one is a diced poblano pepper. I love the taste of poblano peppers. Goes in. Next, I'm going to add 1 diced onion, 2 small diced carrots. And I've done all this ahead of time just because it's such a time saver. Nobody wants to sit here and watch forever on movies. And then I have a tablespoon of garlic and my spices. I have 1 teaspoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of chipotle smoked red jalapeno, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And last but not least, I have a tablespoon of beef base. So now what I'm going to do is mix all of this up. Until the ground brown is completely browned and the peppers and onions and potatoes are tender. We are now going to let this cook over the stove for about 10 minutes until all the vegetables are tender. And our next step, after the vegetables are all tender, we are then going to start making the gravy, or not the gravy, sorry. We're going to start making the pastry dough, and that'll be next. I'm going to let this cook another few minutes. I don't want you standing here forever watching it cook, and I'll be right back to make the pastry dough. Hello, and now we're ready to start the dough. What we're going to do is use the biggest time hack in the world, food processor. We're going to add 3 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to add 3/4 cup of well-chilled butter, broken up, as we don't want to over mix the dough. We want nice tender dough. Now we're going to pulse it. And we're going to pulse this to a very coarse mix. All right, let's see where we're at here now. As you can see, it's very coarse. Might go just a few more. I don't want to over mix it. All right, I think we're now there. Now what we're gonna do is add 1/3 cup of water, 1 egg, and now we're going to form the dough. And it's just like bread. You're going to want it to pull away from the sides. As you can see in the background, I have my lovely candle and flowers. I just love making homemade dough. Kind of noisy. And you can also mix this by hand or using your pastry cutter. This is just such a great time hack. I like it. Otherwise it'd be sitting on the shelf collecting dust. Gotta use these things. Use it or lose it. Here we go. Starting to form around the side. You can kind of see it starting to form into a ball of dough. We're almost there. It looks like we're there. Now, what we're going to do is roll this out, and I have a cup that's about 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Going to roll it out, and I'll be right back to show you. Okay, we are back. I'm going to split the dough in half, and we're going to roll this out, kind of form a ball. A little bit of flour there on the surface here. I'm going to roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch, moving it around so it's evenly. I just love the way the Cuisinart makes this dough. It's so wonderful. Move it around to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Kind of eyeball it. Okay. Just like this. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and start making our shells for the empanadas. There we go. I love this cup. I got it years ago from our welding supplier for Christmas. And not only does it hold a massive amount of coffee, it also serves as a dough cutter. There's 4, just like that. Of course, we're going to take this dough, put it aside, and then we're going to roll out the rest of the dough. Of course, you know, we're going to mix this dough back up, roll it out, and the same with this. Keep rolling it out until you have probably about 8 empanadas. So there you go. And the next thing is we're going to stuff them with our mixture. Okay. So I will finish this up a little later. All 4. empanadas. Now we're going to put a few teaspoons. Now this is very, very spicy. I'm not going to have Bosco test this because it's not good for his stomach to have real spicy food. So I'm going to put like a couple of teaspoons. And you can see the texture. It's not watery at all. I only put it in the pan with vegetables and the meat. And I used the base of beef, which was a paste. All right, that's what we're going to do now. Put this in, just like that. Teaspoon. These are so fun for parties. If you want to take it with you. People just love these. They devour them. Now we're going to pull the dough over like this. Kind of split open a little bit. And I just like to take my fingers and pinch it in like that. Also probably just pinch it together with a fork. Just like this. So it seals all of that in. Same here. Pinch it. Pinch it closed. Just like that. And do it the same way with the other ones. Now it's time to put them in an oven at 400 and bake them up, and you'll see them next.